And now, DC's Soap Sanctuary. Hey guys, it's DC, and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary where all soap lovers are welcome, guys. This is my Muvhango review. This is actually my first video ever doing a review on Muvhango, which is the South African soap in Manzansi. You know, the thing is that I didn't know for the longest time that Muvhango was about to undergo a cancellation because I hadn't been able to see it for months because of international streaming laws, and it didn't air in the US and blah, 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 blah. Now I'm able to see the episodes again, which I won't say how because I'm not gonna give up my spot. But I will say I do like the revamp of the show. The show now has more of a youthful feel to it, which I can kind of appreciate. I think that was maybe one of the reasons why they were nearing cancellation for so long before this revamp, because it didn't really feel as in touch with the current modern day audience in a sense, right? So the thing about it is, one thing I will say is that I hope that they don't take away the cultural element of Muvhango, because that's one of the reasons why I watch. I don't want it to be like what Generations did, like Generations Legacy, when they pretty much took on this whole Young and the Restless format, and it just felt weird because that didn't feel like the bread and butter identity of the show. So as I always say, I don't watch American soaps for diversity. I watch South African soaps for that. I watch it for that cultural element that's there, the Vavenda. That's why I watch it, right? So Generations got all the way away from that. And I hope that Muvhango doesn't do that, because we haven't seen nobody in Takti. We're still speaking Vavenda, that's fine. The Venda language is still there, but I don't want them to get away from the roots of what made the show so popular. And they're just trying to appease the viewers that have been with the show for a little bit of time and then just completely derail it into this whole new direction. So that's something that I just don't want to see. I do believe that Gabriel, the guy who plays Azwindi, I think he's gonna leave the show. I think the writing is on the wall. I think he stayed with the show for the revamp because of the loyalty, and he probably loves the show. But I believe Azwindi is going to leave the show. I mean, Azwindi was killed off at one point in time. I think it was during the summer, a couple of months ago, back in April, and he came back. This man wants to leave the show. It's obvious that that's there. Azwindi wants to leave. Gabriel Tumandani wants to leave Muvhango. He doesn't want to stay on the show anymore at this point. That's very clearly obvious to me. But my thing is, I just hope they set up the next generation right before he does leave. The show actually has some really good storyline. You know, the thing is, it's not so plot driven like it was before, but it's more about the meat and the bones that's in the writing that I can actually appreciate. Because writing always makes a difference on a show. The storylines have become more relatable. We're watching Indi Wavo go through her romance with Dr. Tima's son. It's more youthful, it's more relatable, kind of similar to Skim Sam, right? Where they have more relatable storylines. I don't like it how most South African soaps are trying to take on this whole Young and the Restless thing. That's for American soaps. Leave that over there. Stay with what you guys do best in your lane, and just stay with that, because I appreciate what you guys actually do. Stay with it, right? So my thing is, I just hope that they stay true to the culture. I am loving the revamp though, especially with the intro. I noticed the intro, for some people who don't watch the show, you're gonna think that these are actually the actors and actors' names. It's not. What I believe this is what these characters represent, what Kosi represents, what Azwindi represents, what James Matamai represents, what Susan represents, right? What Dr. Timba represents, right? What Imani represents, right? What Randani represents. I think these are all representations of what these characters actually represent for the show. And I think it's genius. I think I actually love the new intro. I love it. I really hope that this show continues to give us more diverse storylines. I definitely want to see more of Bushilo. I want to see more of him, you know? I want to see more. I mean, we're seeing more Muvhango himself. You know, I guess they're really developing out the youthful part of the show, because I feel like in past seasons they didn't really do that as much, to be honest. So it's nice to see that they're incorporating that, keeping that in mind. So let's see how the rest of the show goes down with the season. I'm very, very, very impressed with this reboot. I think it was needed, right? But I do not want them to forget the family that started the show, which was Muvhangos. So as long as they keep that in mind, I'm okay with that. But anyways, guys, that is my quick and brief review of the South African soapy Muvhango. I'll see you guys in the next one.